If you're looking to advertise, sponsor, or be a guest on CONVO with CINO to talk about your business or event, or you have a powerful story or testimony, email info@convowithcino.com or visit www.convowithcino.com.
For another fire episode. Did y'all hear me? Okay. This your man Corey Williams checking in for another fire episode of Convo with CINO. And today, yeah, guys, I just had to tap in. This is kind of like a special episode because there's some things going on right now, some trending topics that pretty much need to be discussed, need to be dealt with, and just need to, we just need to drop, our perspective, the Convo with CINO perspective on this whole situation. So definitely, guys, you in for a treat today. And of course, I'm repping my I Am My Agape Wear shirt. So again, shout out to that brand, the Agape brand. So guys, if you ever, you see, that brand. So shout out to that brand. The Agape apparel brand. So check them out online. Check it out. Search them up. They got some hot stuff, guys. So again, I am, what I say I am. And I am Corey Williams. And this is Convo with CINO. CINO standing for Creating Innovative New Opportunities. And so that's what we're doing. That's what this show is about. That's what this show is based on, is creating innovative new opportunities. And so I'm super excited today because actually I'm bringing somebody back for the second time. I think this is my second time. No, I think I had Coach V on twice. But this is my second time having this superstar on with us. And, I'm super excited about it. She reached out about this topic. I wasn't really, too much into it, but I was like, let me kind of dive into this. And so I think, you're going to be enlightened, you're going to be entertained, and you're going to have a better concept of, dating. And so we labeling this situation, this episode, the first date debate. All right. So you checking out the first date debate right here on Convo with CINO. So in order to kick this thing off, what I want to do is I want to actually share with you guys a clip of the video that actually sparked this whole debate, and then we're going to bring our guest on. So let's cue up that clip, and then we're going to get into it with our guest.
He got me at the Cheesecake Factory, y'all. I ain't getting out this car. Yes.
Would you want me to open the door for you? Look. Are you're recording me?
Yeah. This is the Cheesecake Factory. This is the Cheesecake Factory, y'all.
What's the problem with that?
This is a chain restaurant. Who takes someone that looks like this to a chain restaurant?
You want to talk about it? I'm fine with talking about it, even in front of them.
Oh, yeah, I want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Come on, get up on in the car. Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
Man, so that's what sparked it all. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to bring on my guest, none other than the incredible, the fabulous Miss LaTanya Newsome, relationship expert, certified relationship expert, and relationship coach, to kind of discuss what's going on with this whole first date debate issues. What's up, Miss LaTanya? What's going on?
Hey, how you doing, CINO? I'm good. How you doing?
Man, I'm blessed. How are you?
Listen, I cannot complain, right? I manifest my reality and I'm happy.
Man, well, you're looking fabulous over there. That's for sure. You're looking fabulous.
A little bit. I'm super modest, right? So I appreciate the compliment.
Man,
Especially
it's all good.
like
It's all good. It's all good. So welcome back the second time here on Convo with CINO. And so let's get right into this whole debate. So first of all, before we get into this list, let's kind of what was your initial take when because it really wasn't a big deal to me, but when it started to kind of trend a little bit, what was your initial take on this whole situation?
my initial take was we have a lot of work to do as a people, especially as Black women. Honestly, I know all the women are expecting, because I'm a woman and I'm a Native woman, that I would be on board with all of the things that I see transpire socially, socially and on social media personally, but I'm really not, because I feel like, we're such a profound race of people, meaning we're the leaders. Even though we seem like we're the leaders. We set the tone for everyone else. So when I seen that clip and it popped up, I was like, how really my thought was, how dare you? And at what point do you feel like you're that entitled to not go to the Cheesecake Factory? How about the first date? We need to reel back what our expectations are, not only with dating, but the first date. This is the first date. Why are women feeling so entitled to what they have not worked for? I need the women to tell me this. That was my initial thought on it. Like, in the way we're not even gonna get on the appearance. Like we're not. Yeah.
Well, what I kind of just discovered is that I guess this was all like like a hoax or something. I just seen something about that recently. Like this was all just kind of to get some things started, which it did. Whether it was a real situation or not. They're saying that now that that this was all staged, right? That situation was staged, but it did spark the debate. And so now, and you're in the Atlanta area, right? So
Absolutely.
so you're in a major city. I'm in in Illinois, and close to Chicago, and I'm nice suburb. So we have all the restaurants. We have anywhere from from the Cheesecake Factory to a place like RH Rooftop. Chicago. It's just a vibe.
Right.
So Atlanta is a vibe. Chicago's a vibe. So I can see somebody maybe in a small town really getting excited about the cheesecake like it is a big deal. You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
which Cheesecake Factory it's a nice environment. Most of them I've been to are pretty nice, right?
Right.
But I guess what's your take on, maybe somebody that maybe lives in, Iowa, or you know what I'm saying, or a small town, and maybe don't have access to a lot of fine dining or restaurants, or have to drive so far away, versus us that live in big metropolitan cities where we have a variety of restaurants to take somebody or go dine at.
If we're staying on the course, the whole pretense is you getting to know another person, correct? This is a date. You should be intentionally trying to get to know who this gentleman or this female is. So does it matter where we go? That's the thing. So we're getting away from what the purpose is based on where somebody's taking you. And that's why I said, like, where do we feel like we're entitled to have to go somewhere? It's no different than a man feeling entitled because he take you to eat, that he's supposed to have sex afterwards. It's no different. If you're in Iowa and you go to the little deli on the corner, it's the intimacy. It's the you and I'm trying to get to know. And if you decide to spend more money and take me to, the next big town over and whatever, is popping in that area, and you take me there, that's fine too. But I'm trying to get to know who you are. And even with me dating, I don't care about where we go. It's like I prefer to be more quiet and intimate so that I can accomplish the goal. The goal is to date and get to know who you are, to see if we even get into a next date. So
well, now remember in our last episode, you talked about you would actually meet up at a pizza shop or something like that, right?
I did. Yeah. I
So,
went to the pizza
so,
spot.
so, like you said, I think it's just more of getting to know the person. And I've been seeing different memes and different posts saying, it's like you like kind of like what you're saying. As long as if I'm into you, it doesn't matter where we go if you're into that person, right?
Absolutely.
And so me personally, like, I don't even like a first date. Like some people like to go to the movies. Like I don't like a first date movie because you're in the dark. You sitting with somebody for 2 hours. You're not really getting to know the person. So first date movie, I don't really like the movies anyway. Like unless it's something I really want to watch, and I'll really go by myself because I really want to watch it, right?
Right.
So what do you think about something like really, really public places for a first date versus more intimate places for a first date?
It's good. Glad you mentioned that. So it's a good question. That's one of the top 5 worst places to have a first date. Those are the type of dates you go on when you're already in a serious relationship, committed relationship, or marriage or something, because y'all past the getting to know you stage, you know them. So now I know we can go and watch this movie together and laugh or cry, or whatever, share popcorn with the same hand and all that good stuff. But when you're trying to get to know someone, that should be as simple. And I'm going to say this again for those in the back that did not hear it. This should be the most simplest date you have. You should not have expectations of a lot of money being spent, emotions coming in and out of this situation, or anything else. You're not trying to wife or get married based on this first date. So the entitlement of things to come, if you move past that, are too soon. They're far too soon for the women in the society to think that this is what type of date. It's a first date, so I need you to spend 200 or 300. No, that's the type of money you spend on your woman or your wife, like not the first date. So those are bad. Spending a lot of money, taking somebody to 4-5-star hotel, restaurants, even a hotel stay. Meet me at the hotel and we're going to have drinks at the bar downstairs. That's another no-no. The movies is a bad idea as well. These are things that are not appropriate for first dates. I would definitely stick to the park, walks in the park if the weather permits, if not inside a coffee, tea house, those type of things, because then there's no distractions. It's you and him. Even bowling. Some people bowl and hey, let's go. Like, no, it's loud. To meet me at the club to have drinks. Like, no, those are very, very bad first ideas. First date.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So you got some females that will, like I've talked to women and they may say they went out, and you probably can attest to this. They went on several dates in one day. I mean, you got guys that are, they may have a different guy to take them to breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? So you got some women that just go out just to kick it, really they don't really, I can't say they're using the person, but it's not even a date. They're just going out to eat. Like they may not even really be interested in the guy, but the guy may be, oh, baby, please, baby, I like you. I want you. Ooh, I'll take you anywhere. So a lot of guys may be on that level, but a lot of women may be on that level of like, they don't care. I'm just trying to eat really today. You know what I'm saying? Like, take me anywhere. So what do you say? What's the difference between, I guess, somebody not into that person on a date versus somebody going out because they bored or not really interested, but the guy keeps, flashing money or, just offering to take them out to eat?
I think the first thing is we play too much. I'm just going, I'm going to keep it 100. we play too much. Those are the type of moves that you should expect from some female and or males in their 20s, maybe late 20s, very, very early 30s. Because see, when a woman is saying, hey, let me call such and such, I want to eat breakfast, let me call whomever, I want to eat lunch, I want to eat dinner, that shows her maturity level. And her intent. So everybody's action has an intent behind it. And so you can say whatever you want to say to me, but what are your actions showing me? So all the times these guys are taking you to eat, they're basically doing that. And we're in the city, like here in Georgia, in the metro Atlanta area, surrounding areas, even if you're online, you'll get that a whole lot. I don't want to just take you to eat and this and a third, because they're repetitively repeating the same cycles because every woman is moving in that same format. So men have to now take accountability themselves, because men are good for saying women don't take accountability. And it's not that I disagree, but now let's shift it and let's put the accountability on the men. So when somebody is into you and when they're not. But right. What you feel like you need to do to change the mindset of that woman is solely your actions. That's your free will and your choice. If she's only calling you because she want to eat, she only sees you as the meal ticket, literally, right? So when you stop saying, oh, I'm going to take her to eat anyway, ask her, man, I challenge you. Every woman you taking out to eat, ask them women to cook your favorite meal. And that would eliminate a lot of that. A lot of these women not even cooking. They literally not cooking. So is that somebody you want to move forward with anyway? She doesn't cook meals. Unless you're preparing yourself to go out every day and raise the high bill up because y'all eating out. Just check the intentions. I feel like I said, it's a game, and dating should not be taken as a game. But it is.
And that's a great point, man. And I can't catch you off guard. You really are expert. That's for sure. And this whole topic discussion brings me to it kind of jogs some things in me from an experience that I had personally. I'm not gonna mention her name, but I was dating a woman many years ago. And I'll never forget, it was a special occasion, she was treating me. Okay. And now at the time I did like Chili's. Like it was a point where Chili's was, I love that dessert, the little chocolate cake fountain dessert with the scoop of ice cream, the chocolate molten.
That is it.
The chocolate molten at Chili's is the bomb. Matter of fact, Rashad, I need you to drop the bomb on that one, man. Drop the bomb on that chocolate molten cheese at Chili's, man. Yeah.
Good.
And shout out to the chocolate molten. So it was a special occasion, and she took me to Chili's. Now don't nobody know this. Only like a few of my close friends know. But I told her when we pulled up, I told her just take me home. What? I told her take me home. And I told her you could just cook something. Just cook. So in a way, and this wasn't a first date, but this was, somebody who, I was dating, but yeah, she took me to Chili's. And I did like your girl. I was like, not on this, not for this occasion. Not for this occasion. I ain't doing it.
Birthday? Like, was it?
I ain't gonna, cause then I don't want nobody putting two and two together. It was a special occasion. No, it was a special occasion.
Well, she gonna know that she took you to Chili's.
And yeah, I guess it was the thought that count, but it just wasn't that much thought put into it. And so, of course, we didn't really last too much longer after that. But I think that's probably why she probably was like, yeah, this about over with anyway. I'm just gonna take him to Chili's, right?
Right.
But so that reminded me of that. So let's get into this list real quick, and let's pull up the first list. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. A group of women on Facebook created a list of places men should not take a woman to on the first date. So you want me to read them all? Can you see the list?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, cool. So I'll do the first I'll do the first 10 or so, and then you can do the rest or whatever. So the first list is the Cheesecake Factory, and shout out to our producers. Y'all see the cheesecake background, on our show. We put a lot of thought in here on Convo with CINO. But so the first one, Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, your house, any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates. You wanna finish them off?
You can finish and I can
okay.
Okay.
Coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie night, Netflix, Hulu, etc. I guess that's Netflix and chill. Somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar for just drinks, Waffle House, sports events. Now, I'm gonna be honest. All of these sound good to me for a first date, except the movies. I wouldn't go to the movies. I don't like the movies. So, what do you think about that list? I don't know what else it is to do.
Right, like the list. Looking at it, and it's still up there. I'm literally that's a list of 28, and like where else? We're not going anywhere then. Like the only thing that's missing is a walk in the park, and it's just like again. It's his immaturity on the highest of level. And what are you trying to be? Like, first of all, the picture is definitely, you need to go nowhere. She don't need to go anywhere but home and change. Because if you're dressed like that, he's taking you straight to where he said number 7, his house. Let's be clear on that. So what we be asking for and the way we present ourselves are completely night and day. That just a depiction. Whether it got put together, however, it's out there on social media, I'm going to speak on it, right? The depiction and the style of the picture mesh with all the list of places not to take her is exactly where you should only be taking her, if that. You know what I mean? I'm just keeping it honest because ideally, first of all, you can be sexy as heck and be very classy. We know I do that effortlessly, right? So you're saying you're not going to nightclubs, hookah bars. Is she not dressed for the club or hookah bar? Everywhere but church on that list. And I wouldn't even wear that to the Cheesecake Factory. Actually, I would be more, dress appropriate. But the foolishness that's just what that is. It's just foolishness. I was supposed to go on a date the weekend, right? Last weekend. And I said, hey, let's go to the gym first. Will you meet me at the gym? We'll work out, and then we'll go to the fall festival. Some ideas, if you ask me. Like, you're asking me, like, let's do these things in the parks. They're going to be simple things to do. Because I don't believe in anyone spending their time, which is priceless, and or their finances, and then it goes nowhere. Like, you men are doing this on a repetitive basis, and I don't believe the women are not considering that aspect of it. And that's why a lot of men are less reluctant to date now, because they feel like they're spending too much money on things that's not going anywhere. And then we compile that with a list in this manner. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that list.
No, I mean, and you make a good point. Definitely about, let's just take, and I know they probably just put a picture up there. I don't know if that's the lady who actually did this list or not, but you struck a good point about the attire, because me personally, if I meet somebody and I don't know you and I'm just getting to know you, and maybe I met you one time, you looked okay, but I really don't know your dressing attire, like your style. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a little nervous anyway. So I'm me personally, I probably won't know where I'm taking you until I see what you're wearing. Right. Because you have to compliment. Like a woman has to compliment me, and I think I'll have to compliment that woman. Absolutely. So depending on what you have on is depending on where I'm taking you. You know what I'm saying? And depending on what you have on, maybe where I'm not taking you. Because I've met women. I'm like, nah, I've made an excuse. So, well, mama, hey, we not going nowhere.
Right.
I'm not going nowhere with you looking like that with me.
Right.
Because you represent me.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And I take my reputation, especially when it comes to dressing, drip, the gear. I mean,
Don't play with it, right?
You hopping in the Lex, no, we can't roll like you can't just roll with me. Right. I mean, and so that goes for anybody, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Anything, you know what I'm saying? Even in business, like you can't even do business with me if you can't dress. Like you just right. That just shows me what type of person you are. So let's get into based on this list, they created some other lists. Yeah. So on this list, they say the ladies strike back a new list of the men that they have that have no business dating. And somebody sent me this one. And when I looked at the list, I didn't really see. I think the only thing that I'm probably guilty of is number one, men with toddlers or younger. You know what I'm saying? I got a baby. And I'm gonna be honest, she comes first. So right. I have no problems on my fatherhood. Like I'm a real daddy. I'm at the park. I'm at the hair. I'm getting hair done. We going to doctor's appointment. I'm shopping for my daughter. I'm picking out all the cute stuff for my baby. So I make no apologies as far as that. But other than that, so number one, men with toddlers. Number two, men that live with their mama. Number three, men that live with their baby mama. DL men that But I really agree with this list. I'm gonna be honest. I agree with this list.
It's a lot. Okay, so there's a couple things on the list that I'm like, okay, whatever. Men that work in the FedEx hub. Men. Truck drivers, them grand rising men. Men with multiple kids and baby mamas. Like some of these things, they play too much. I don't know, men that can't log into anything without help. Like the list is, there's a lot of men that should not be dating, but it's not because they shouldn't date. It's just this is not the time. So if you're living with your mama, maybe the mama's ill and he's doing what he needs to do for his mama. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because if my mama gets sick, my mama coming with me. If my man's mama gets sick, she coming with us. So again, it's the maturity level based on these things. Now, a lot of times if you're not together, male or female, there's times that you shouldn't be dating if you have to get your life together because you're going to bring that into another life. But remember the last show when I said people expect you to come without baggage. We're traveling through this thing called life. Remember that? So there's going to be some baggage. You're just going to pick which baggage you're willing to upload because I guarantee you the same people making this list got baggage too. It's just on the opposing end of it. That's it. So, let's just be careful. Everything's fun and games until it's one of us. So, I don't have a problem with nobody saying grand rising to me. I have males and females say that. And my response is, I salute the divinity in you, but I'm knowledgeable. So I know what that means. And you're speaking prosperity over me. So you can say grand rising to me every day, all day. You know what I mean? But again, it should be a list for people that shouldn't date that don't know how to seek knowledge and just decipher things. I don't know. Like this is just hilarious to me. Like
it's crazy, man. It's crazy. So we got two more.
We got Cowboys fans. I'm married a Cowboy fan. Okay, I was married to a diehard Cowboy fan. I still have cowboy apparel in the house. Like so, I definitely ain't with that. I love.
I think some of them they just start making up just to just to add. Them what you doing, man. I mean, and I think we're just getting used to. We're getting just so everything is routinely now. People are just in a routine type of situation in life, and I think we just have to break the mundane, when it comes to certain things, and I think men and women are just looking for something or someone just a little different, just to kind of throw some spice in it. You know what I'm saying? In the mundane,
Yeah.
So let's do this. Let's break. Let's pause for the calls. Let's play some commercials real quick. Then we're gonna come back with 2 more lists, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. So let's drop some commercials.
CONVO with CINO would like to thank Midwest Custom Print specializes in helping small businesses and corporations' digital and print branding come to life. www.midwestcustomprint.com. You think it, we create it. Welcome. I'm Corey S. Williams, an executive director at Legal Shield, dedicated to providing families and businesses with affordable access to the expertise of attorneys. But my journey doesn't stop at just legal services. I'm here to empower individuals, transform lives, and shape futures. Get access to a nationwide network of law firms for only $29 a month for you and your family. Go to www.cinolc.com and click Legal Services to sign up today. If you're looking to advertise, sponsor, or be a guest on CONVO with CINO to talk about your business or event, or you have a powerful story or testimony, email info@convowithcino.com or visit www.convowithcino.com.
All right, cool. So let's bring up this next list, man. We got 2 more lists. All right, so woman drops a list of things you should do for your man as a woman. So so I'm gonna let you kind of get into this list. I like this one.
Because this is more of my thing, right?
Yeah, this your thing.
Definitely. The list is dropped is things like CINO said you should do for your man as a woman. One, I'm with her. Do you meet the expectations that you're asking for? Again, the entitlement. So if you are a woman that are doing at least a few of these things, then you can consider not going to Cheesecake Factory. Okay. Number 1, be his safe place, comfort zone, feel like home. 2, listen, be understanding, be patient. 4, feed his soul. 5, love him unconditionally. 6, pray for him. 7, be his peace. 8, be his best friend. 9, uplift, encourage, support him, believe in him. 10, give forgiveness, grace, and be compassionate. 11, understand him. 12, give him space. 13, cook for him, feed him home cooked meals. 14, respect him. 15, be submissive, allowing him to lead. 16, add value to life. 17, be nurturing. 18, heal and grow with him. 19, give him king treatment. 20, have a spiritual connection. 21, help him become a better man. 22, be able to take care of yourself. 23, never look at what a man can do for you financially. 24, take away his problems, bring balance. 25, take his soul.
Woo! That's a bomb dropper.
That's a good list. A lot of that because this is the difference in the maturity and the immaturity thinking of a person. And right now, in this instance, we're talking about us females, women. If I'm not being a helpmate and not the opponent in your life, I'm going to exit myself because I understand that my sole purpose, and women don't like this, is to be the helpmate of my purpose. So even now being single, the unbalance, I can't balance my man until there's technically a man. We should be balancing one another. Right now, I'm only using the left side, the right side of my brain because I have no man. So the left side is not as potent as the right side. That's the masculine part. So when we're together, we both use both sides of our brain. So that's why you can create more and become the power couple in a team. We need one another. Being these things will be so far up on the list that where you take me is so low on the list. Even respect him being number 14 should be one of the top 5 things that the women should do. Because if you respecting your man and you're allowing him to be the head, the leader, you don't need to call me. If you're asking me out on a date, the only thing you need to do is ask me, do I mind going on a date? At the time I say, yes, I do, then it's like, okay, I'm now waiting on him to send me the places that he would like to take me and giving me the options of the times and availability that fits my schedule. And the only thing Tanya need to do is choose one of those places and times and be ready on time. Anything outside of that, I'm not worthy of your time. Like, unless we're playing games, that's just the bottom line. Because if this person is looking for his potential wife, that, you know, he finds a wife, finds a good thing. There are men that are looking for wives. So when I hear that they not, it cracks me up, because I'm like, I really don't run into a lot of guys that's not ready really to wife me up, if we being honest. It's just, I get to choose, and it has to make sense. But I, under no circumstances, do I not allow that man to be a man. And I tell the women, these are 2 things. It's simple for a man: be his peace and his freak. Everything else falls straight in line. That's it.
Yep.
2 things.
And make me a good sandwich. And make a good sandwich. I'm telling
you. Part of being your peace is you're not going to worry about what you're going to eat. I'm going to know when you invested. See, this is the thing. There's a lack of investment into this thing. So it's okay to play these games because nobody has really invested anything. These women have not invested any time, effort, or anything of substance into these men, which is why they're only seen as a meal ticket, meaning a place to go eat so you can say this. And I'll ask the woman, you want a man to take you to one of the 5-star restaurants? I am, yeah, like I'm very, my statue would be up there. And I don't even really eat at those places. You know why? Because my thinking for me and my partner is, why are we giving an outside entity $500 for a meal when we could take that $500 and invest it back into our businesses, ourselves? What are we growing? What are we manifesting? We put it in an extra insurance policy or more. Like, there's a ton of things to do with that money that you just want to go eat out at. Like, that's my job, is to keep him from making foolish decisions. But if you're the woman that's creating the foolish decisions, you are now the opponent. You serve your man no justice at all. Like, there's no purpose for it.
Wow. No, that's incredible. I mean, she really, both of you guys, she made the list and you just brought it all the way home. And it actually reminded me of a post that's kind of going around, and there's a lot of women are sharing, a lot of men, women, and whatever. And it says, men are not put on this earth simply to pay bills, stress, and die. Men need love and respect too. And I don't know where this post came from. It's been, I've seen it a couple of times throughout my social media pages. And so shout out, man, to the women, because, right now we're all giving each other a bad rap. You know what I'm saying? Men say women ain't nothing. Women say men not nothing. But I disagree. I think it's all your mindset. I think we have to be careful what comes out of our mouth, because what we say is what we're going to attract.
Absolutely.
So people, even as simple as how you doing? I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm cool. Well, that's just how you're going to be. No, speak the way, even if you don't, it's a saying that says, speak the way you want to feel, and soon you'll feel the way you speak.
You speak. Yeah.
Man, how you doing? I'm blessed. I'm awesome. I'm incredible. I'm excited, man. I'm fired up, man. Like I'm phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? But, and it's so wonder that I literally do always feel that way. You know what I'm saying? It's no wonder why I feel that way, because I speak that way. And so I don't say there's not any good women or women it is. Women. I don't badger any race, any body, nothing, because I don't want that energy coming back to me.
Absolutely.
And so, man, shout out to that young lady. Let's drop this last list from the brother's perspective.
Was it? Now look, we gotta do the MJ 3000 one. That one was really. Okay. This one was good. Fred was good.
Let's run it. Let's run. Shout out to Fredo Vibes. Shout out to Aunt Fredo Vibes for dropping this.
He has some really, really, but the time permits, so we're gonna have to do. He has some really great things. Grab her some flowers. I like when I seen that. If we touch on because it was one of the podcasters was talking about never bring flowers to a woman. I do not agree with that. I encourage it.
I love flowers. I love flowers. Anybody who ever dated me know that they can't say they ain't never get no flowers from me.
Listen,
you know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely a sucker for roses. Like
I like them myself. A lot of things I do for women, I do it for myself, really, because I like it. But and I'm a giver. I like to please, and I know that might not be good in certain situations, but I mean that's just who I am. But I know when I'm being taken advantage of too. I mean, they're
flowers. Like it's really okay. So what we're doing is, I get it. We're in 2023, but at what point through any phase of history did not the past affect the present and the future? Not no time that we've been living, right? So to take out the traditional aspects of dating is why we're ending up right here where we at and having these conversations. It's like we're teaching children how to be adults at this point, because we're all adults. All these lists were made by adult males and females, but because we're not thinking traditionally, like, oh, I'm not gonna let nobody come to my house and pick me up. Well, what about the times? What's different from the times that he needs to come, get out of his car, knock on your door, introduce, hey, I'm gonna take you on a date. Yes, it is. You grown or whatever. You still need to handle me in a certain manner. Yes, you're opening the car door. Why not? Excuse me, why not? Why is these things different? If I'm afraid of you coming to pick me up where I reside at, then I'm afraid to be somewhere with you and I don't know you like that. These things are just makes absolutely really no logical sense. They're really excuses. And I say excuses are made to satisfy oneself. So if she's not telling you where she stay or he's not showing you where he stay, it's because they ultimately have something to hide to begin with. What are you afraid of? Then you don't need to be dating, because the only way you're going to get to know somebody is to be in that person's personal space. You know what I mean? So yeah.
What I think these last two lists from shout out to Fredro Vibes and the other young lady, I just think kind of going. It reminds me of our last show when we talked about femininity and masculinity, and this is these two lists really just like this list to me is just masculinity to the utmost. I mean, being a man, opening up the door, just treat chivalry. That you can't, like with you women, you can't touch doors, you can't do nothing, you just so that's to me the ultimate form of masculinity is when I can do those things for my my date or my woman or whatever the case may be. And I think the femininity side of that is the woman being in her pure femininity and treating the man as he should, like the king. So I just think this is really just common sense stuff.
It should be
old school stuff that needs to be addressed again, because a lot of these values are not being passed down to this new generation. A lot of it is being watered down. A lot of it's being, a lot of these things are just being watered down because a lot of, some men aren't stepping up and some women have dropped the ball and vice versa. So I just think that's where we are with that.
Yeah. And the saying, like, for much is given, much is required. So if you want to be a wife or you want to have a wife, you're going to have to move accordingly. You don't get to slack and not do the things it takes to get a wife. A wife is the highest ultimate title you could ever get. Husband is the highest title you could ever accomplish. So to get those things, you have to line up with that. So if you're having an issue opening doors, or hey baby, how do you look today? I had a great time, etc. Like you're not ready. You're just not ready. And I feel like a lot of us are dating when we're really not ready to date, not based on finance, just based on the mindset of how you incorporate another person in your life. So if you know that you haven't even really considered the change, the paradigm shift that comes with incorporating another person and everything they have to bring into your space, you don't need to date. If you're dating and you dating just to date, then okay, let's make that be known. But that's not dating. That's just messing around. That's fooling around. Like, let's separate the two and stop trying to mesh everything and melt everything in this pot and then expect to get this fabulous thing coming out of it. You're gonna get nothingness. We're getting nothingness in this whole relationship structure because we're putting nothing into it. If you got women thinking the only thing they have to offer is their surgeries and their looks, and the men is like, okay, well, I'm gonna take you to eat here and there. All this, there's no substance in neither one of these things. None. Are we having conversations about building after we figure that this is the person that's evenly yoked with me, which means, are we on the same page? Do we want the same things moving forward? And if not, let's agree and it's fine. You go left, I go right. But everybody is playing this game, and which is why love is over a $3 billion industry, because everybody's playing love. The very thing that's going to save us, or I says the very thing we're afraid of. Like, it's not going to be different on no aspect. So, you know, I want a man that will do all those things because I deserve those things, not because of my financial status or what I look like or where I live, because I'm a woman. And this is how you cultivate a woman. And this is how you get a woman to fall back and just get in her position, which is below you. If I know you coming in, you protecting, and you're telling, hey, babe, I got this. Don't worry about the toilet's broke. That's fine. Like, these are the things, the energy attached to it is most of them. That's why a lot of women are very masculine, because they're not willing to step out of the role that does not fit their space. Like, that's not, our role is not to be masculine. Our role is to sit back and allow the man to be the man. You know what I mean? I said my first role.
So do you think therapy and coaching, like with you, would be helpful to kind of, because, you know, I've been in a relationship, I've been married twice, I've, you know, whatever, dated, been, you know, I've had my, you know, had my share of love and love lost, you know what I'm saying? I broke hearts and I got my heart broken, you know, all of that stuff. So, but what I notice in relationships sometimes is that people get complacent. People get used to certain things. So how do we keep a man from getting, oh, well, you supposed to do cook when I get on, or baby, you supposed to do this, or you know, how do we keep from not really taking each other for granted and kind of conforming to complacency once you're in a relationship? And it's just a question that I want to know right now. This ain't got nothing to do with dating, no topic. Right. How do we keep get that?
That is funny. It's a little trick that I used to did for years. I would always remember, like, things are fresh and new. When it's fresh and new, then everybody's, oh, let me take her here, or let me do this for him, and then, like you said, as time go on, they sort of fall off with those things. And one of those main reasons is because they got comfortable with thinking that they have him. I got him, he ain't going nowhere, girl. Yeah. I got her, she ain't going nowhere. When that's completely your own perception of what's going on. And that's why people end up ultimately divorced and are separated. The saying, traditionally, what you do to get me is what you do to keep me, right? And I used to, me and my late spouse, we would be going somewhere. And of course, if we need gas, I'm not getting out the car. He's getting out the car. He's going to pay for the gas, pumping and all that. I would watch him walk into the gas station, excuse me, and I would sit back and think and look at him as if I didn't know him. Like he was just a random guy I never met. And I started saying, oh, he fine, like brother fine, you know what I mean? And he would walk back and I would look, and then I would look at him like he wasn't mine. And that helped me appreciate the fact that he was mine. And I always been, because of how we wired, would play a big part in that. Where in astrology plays a big part of who you're with and if you stay together or not. And again, it takes work. Relationship takes so much work that That's why I say you shouldn't be playing. If you're really trying to cultivate something, you should take all the necessary steps you need to assure that when you step your foot out there, that it's more of a success than a failure, right? So I always would set the tone for things. Like when it's been a while, he would come home from work. Like you gotta be innovative, like you said. Like you gotta use your brain. And there would be times I would plan something for probably 5 days a week for us to do something meaning, and it would be at home, guys. Let's not get it twisted. Didn't mean take a lot of money. I'm a very sensual person. So a lot of my stuff, your man's working all week, or your spouse or whomever is in and out of the house all week, they're going to need relaxation. That's going to include, peaceful things like massages, warm baths, fragrances, smells that, and heighten their lower their stress levels and heighten the dopamine and serotonin, things like that. And sex is the biggest form of stress relief and exercise that we can do. So we can try to mitigate not having sex. You're lying, okay? So you want to get your man on track, keep him on track. Those are things that you need to make sure that you're paying attention to. And those are things that was always implemented. I don't believe in depriving a man from sex. I just don't. That's one of the biggest perks of having a wife, because you get it when you want to, right? And vice versa. When I want it, it's there. So and it's healthy. So we're talking about hugs, even hugs and kisses help you live longer. So when you look at your relationship like you value it enough to continue to put in the work, then it shouldn't be no complacency in it. It shouldn't be boring. It shouldn't be disinterested. You shouldn't be looking outside of the home. Because again, if you are, you have not really sat down and really wrote down what it takes to solidify a long-term relationship and or marriage. And it's not for everybody. It's just really not. And that's okay.
Wow. No, man, great answer. And I think, definitely we need to be just people. And we get into kind of relationship now, but you definitely want to be aware of, of what keeps this thing going. You know what I'm saying? And so by no means, I do not claim to be an expert. But so anyway, so let's get into this last list. I don't know if did we have it, or I may just have to read it. I don't know if we had the last list, but I'll go ahead and read it. So this one is a list of people who don't give a damn where y'all think. Okay. A list of people who don't give a damn where y'all think you should go on a first date.
There we go. This one. Okay.
There we go. Okay. So So we don't give a damn. So okay, adults, potential wives, men who prioritize saving or overspending, responsible adults, down to earth women, people with the personality, smart adults, someone with critical thinking skills, women looking for a husband long term and not for a nice meal. So so this is a shout out to the brother. What's his name?
MJ 3000.
Okay, well, shout out to MJ 3000. What's your take on this? And we gonna wrap it up. So what's your take? This is pretty simple to me.
It's exactly what I was saying throughout the show, like the maturity level. Potential wives, like what is it? I don't care where you take me, because listen, we're gonna be married for a long time. I'm going to hit any and every restaurant I want. Let's create a living bucket list for things like this. Like, don't feel entitled. If you wife material. I know I'm wife material. I don't have to worry about where somebody's taking me, because that's not the end goal. The end goal is he going to love me unconditionally? Am I going to be able to love him unconditionally? Or, where do he have children? I have children. How do we blend and mesh our family together? How do we build a legacy? How do we rebuild what we came from? Because he came from something and I came from something. Like, how do we put this together and start to rebuild our lives collectively? Those are the type of things that are or should be on the forefront of any mature adult's mind when they're trying to, again, cultivate something long term and incorporate someone else and their life into their life. So the list for that is night and day compared to where we started. We went up, we get middle ground, and then we went back up again because of the maturity level. I guarantee you the first list was 20 something, 30 something year olds. Then you got the mature late 30s, early 40s, mid 40s. We're all in different places looking for different things in our stage and our age of the relationship world. So that's going to be a huge thing. That's why I don't date. I don't have anything against younger men, but I know realistically what my mindset is and what you trying to learn and what you're doing, we don't line up, and it just won't line up like that. So I love MJ's 3000s list, so that had to be incorporated.
And you have to be, you have to be, bless you, and you have to be equally yoked, and so that kind of goes back to, and again, in complimenting each other. You know what I'm saying? I think everything should have a nice blend. You know what I'm saying? Like it in a nice flow. Like I like things to flow. You know what I'm saying? Like if hey, we could just ride around. If it's flowing and have a good time, grab some fish, like Martin on that one movie. It's just some fish. It's just some fish. When he picked up Brandy and it's just some fish, babe. So
one of my fishes, I'm sitting there thinking, like, when you go back, my best date was me cooking. I had wasn't married at the time. It was he was at work and he had not stopped for lunch yet, and I knew what time lunchtime was, and I had stayed over and he was at work. So I cooked steak, salad, something else. I took the knives, I set up a picnic basket, had a blanket, and it was like a real nice lawn with a couple mature trees that was on the property of where he worked. And I called and was like, hey, you had lunch yet? Or whatever? He's like, no, babe, I had lunch. I was like, okay, well, I'm at your job, your lunch, and then told him where I was, and I had the picnic basket out. I had everything set out, and we sat and ate on his lunch break. One, he got to eat. He got to eat a meal that was cooked, and he wasn't worried about being late for work or nothing because I made it convenient for him and came to where he worked. So once he's done eating, his time was up. He could just simply go back to work. And a lot of these things that take almost very little effort it has a huge impact. Impact. That was like, it was a no-brainer with all the little things that were really small to me and already what a woman should be doing was humongous for him. Because remember, every woman is not doing the same thing. Every woman, it's almost like every man for themselves, but every woman for themselves, they're expecting what you can do for them and not how they can add value to your life, right? So if I'm one of the few that's adding value, who you think gonna get picked? You need to look out for me. I'm telling you, because I'm coming. And I come really hard. Like, I come hard. You have a time, baby girl. If you get my man, then you deserve him, okay? Because I'm putting in work over here, right? But that's what we're supposed to do. Like, women, love loving on your man or a man. Like, love doing things for a man. That's what keeps you balanced in your feminine energy because you're giving. This is what... women are supposed to give. We're supposed to love. We're supposed to be soft and kind and nurturing and things. This is who we are. So when you start controlling the narrative of things, now you out of alignment and out of balance. And no man really wants a woman that's unbalanced and out of alignment. And the complacency, no, they're not doing that. So, you want to be wiped up. I mean, hey, call me if y'all need some work. Call me.
Well, look, man, y'all heard it live and direct from none other than relationship expert, Mr. Tanya Moore Newsome. So tell the people where they can find you at if they need some, relationship advice, some coaching, some mentorship, whatever you got going on. Leave us your information where we can find you on social media.
Absolutely. My Facebook is my name, LaTanya Moore Newsome. Will see me. My IG is also LaTanya Newsome. You can DM me. I get a lot of DMs. Honestly, if you Google me, I'm everywhere. I'm not even gonna lie. I have to Google myself every once in a while. You're gonna find me. Most people just call my number because it's not private, and I listen and I give them their advice, and we just kind of go from there. I got some things in the works. We do.
Yeah, I know you got some big things coming up, so we're excited about that.
Yeah.
So you want to share a little bit? You want to drop a little tip now, or you want to save it for next time?
A little something is definitely for the ladies. I Am Her, Healed, Empowered, Restored is really gonna be a 3-tier program to help women to cultivate the things that are missing, like so a lot of the things of what CINO and I talked about. Like I will teach the art of submission, basically your authentic self, being who you really are, because we've been hurt and traumatized and been through so much that we mask who we really are. So I will help you unmask who you are so that you can live your authentic life and manifest what it is you want, your reality, whether it's finances, a husband, or whatever. Like these are things that need to be uncovered and revealed so that you can look your traumas and your things that you've been hiding like head on, and then move them out the way, because we're moving forward. Everything else is all the way up from there. So I'm working on that course to help women tune in to more who they are, so we can stop looking outside of ourselves for what is inside of us and then attract. I have a big thing where I say I don't chase, I attract. I'm not chasing anything. I'm not chasing money. I'm not chasing men. I sit back in my high priestess energy. I look fabulous and I let it come to me. No matter how it sounds to the person that's not sitting there. It's not arrogance. It's conceitedness. It's just honestly, I have that right and authority by my birthright, your birthright. All about birthright is to have greater. So I mean, that's what I do, and I teach everybody else how to do the same thing.
Wow,
so, for that,
man. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Well, thank you for joining me tonight. Thank you for sparking this, getting me to do this with you. This is your show tonight, really. I appreciate your time. You definitely a friend to the show. And definitely, you family now. You family now. So, so shout out to you, and much success, much to your course and everything you got going on. So, hey man, y'all, thank you for tuning in. You've been listening to another conversation with CINO, CONVO with CINO. We signing off another fire episode. This your man Corey Williams, LaTanya Moore Newsome, relationship coach. We out.